Hey everyone, hope everything's going well for you. Here's a quick update on my end. I've updated my paint rack. Actually, this is a re-edited video because I realized my camera work was really pretty bad last night. So hopefully this one will be a bit better and I'll go through what I've done. This is my new paint rack, paint stand, whatever you want to call it. Still sorting out a few odds and ends, but what I've done is get some aluminium extrusion. It's just the angle. I think it's 25 by 12 by 1 mil. So roughly, what's that, inch by half inch? Yeah, what, 32nd or something like that. So this cost me about $10. All I've done is put a wooden frame there and cut some slots in. I did screw up the spacing at one point, but easy enough to fix. There's no huge cabinet work or anything like that in this case. I didn't want to get too hung up on that side of things. From my point of view, I want to be doing my models. I don't want to be doing woodworking. So as long as it does the job, I think all up we're looking, what, half a dozen strips of aluminium, $10 each. 60, some wood, 20, so $80, which it's not cheap, but hopefully this will last me a while and solve a bunch of headaches that I've been having. One issue straight off is when I can't see my paints clearly, I end up doing stupid things, like I've bought a couple that I didn't realize I even had. So hopefully even in that sense it saves me money. It's going to save me a bit of time and hassle. The other interesting one that I have moved to, slowly over the years, is the way I organize my paints. So I originally used to just do by number, because one of the advantages of that is that you can see what you've got straight away. You can kind of count through and go, okay, I'm missing number 16 or whatever it might be. Instead, now what I'm doing, or the way I'm doing it, is by essentially nationality or type. So for example, here, these are my British Standard World War II. So I can pretty much do most Spitfires and so on. Any World War II British, pretty easy covered, and I know exactly what's there. So for example, Sky, I think that's ocean grey, the sea grey, those type of things. On the next row, it overflows a bit. I've got all my federal standards, basically US right through to modern times. There's a bit more sorting needs to be done. Row under that is RLM, German colours. I do have like my IJN stuff that's under the bench, because I don't do as much of that at the moment. Tamiya is an interesting one. I still use Tamiya paints, even though I'm forever saying I'm gonna slowly phase them out. I think just so used to them. So for example, I bought Tamiya Black again the other day. So Tamiya paints, they're just such a go-to, I think, for me at least. And then over here, my clears. It's just nice having them all together. So as I was saying, so for example, I've put all my clears together. I don't care who they are. Tamiya Smoke, that's a really cool color. Generally, I actually like the Tamiya clears better than the Mr. Hobby clears. Some metallics up top there, primaries up there. I'm still sorting it out and working through, but down here, what have I got? I've got some game color I'm going to give a little bit of a try, and I might even do a review for everyone as it comes to that. The reason is I do want to get a bit more onto the figure painting side of things. It's a weak spot as much as anything, and something I do find interesting. So stay tuned for that. Oh, actually, while I got this here on the bench, so for example, I've even got this one sitting in the stash, RAF personnel. So there's a few things like that that I'd like to get into. And that actually brings up the next sort of wider issue. Those of you that have been around for a while will notice that I've changed the channel name, make it a bit more cooler. I'm going to be posting more videos more regularly. Towards the end of the last year, yeah, like I said, I sort of lost my stride a bit with operation and things. So yeah, expect more videos on the way. And different things actually. One of the things I do want to get into is, or do more videos on, is different things. So like I just showed you then, I've got RAF personnel, I've got trucks, cars, helicopters, boats. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different things I definitely do want to start doing. I don't want to always just be doing aviation. So that's part of it. The other thing I was going to say is, yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know how you store your paints, because that one is interesting to me. I'm not saying I've got it worked out by any means. I've still got hundreds of these ones all. I got to figure out what to do with them. I'll probably make another paint rack actually, just along those lines. So down here, for example, is another interesting one where I have some of my acrylics that are almost my go-to, some black, white, silver, just for touching up. And I do prefer the acrylic rubber tires effect. So that's always handy. Like I said, this is about just optimizing the workflow, I think, as much as anything. There's some metallics there, some of them a bit beaten up at this point. And lastly, for those that are interested, I'm upgrading my spray booth at the moment, so that's a bit of a mess. But coming later in the week is this little A37 Dragonfly, Vietnam one. So it's come up quite nice, pretty happy with this at the moment. So you can see there, a bit of a sneak preview for what's coming up, including my scratch built harnesses and so on. So definitely come back and have a look at that. I'll probably also do a video at some point on my spray booth and some modifications I'm making there. Actually, that's lasted a year, so, well, I shouldn't say lasted, it's actually held together very well over the years. So I'll probably do some more discussion on that. Where I am going to do some upgrade is just on the fan filter, which again, it's been fine. It's just as much cosmetic as anything. So that's where things are at. What else can I let you know just very quickly? Yeah, there's a few cool ones on the way. So I've got a Pubo patrol boat, a bit of Vietnam stuff hanging around at the moment, because I've got F4s there as well. And what else did I pick up the other day? Just as a sneak peek. Yeah, let me show you what I picked up, which is actually very cool and one of my favorite planes of all time. So Trumpy P-47D. So that is one reason why I did want to get organized on the paints. I've got a lot of plans, a lot of things happening, so definitely I need to get a bit more organized. And paints especially just always seems to be an ongoing headache. So in summary, what I'd say is the way I'm organizing it, the advantages are I can, say for example, go straight, do a Spitfire, no trouble at all. I've got general colors for metallics, rubbers. The downside of doing it this way is I do need to keep track of inventory, stock control basically, because otherwise it's a bit harder to keep track. Whereas if you do it just purely by numbers, so if I did sort out my Tamiya, you could straight away go, okay, I've got this color, I've got this color, and so on. I don't have a perfect solution to it, but hopefully this is a better way. As I say, let me know how you do it, and yeah, you might have a better way that I don't know about. Wouldn't surprise me. Sometimes it's just trial and error on my end. But having said that, I'm happy with this. It was cheap, it was easy enough to build. You don't need any like big tools or great experience to do it. A saw and a bit of wood and goes together very easily. So I'll leave it there. Any questions, comments, definitely do let me know. Always happy to hear from everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you again.